Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. Listen, it is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're talking content marketing, man. How to increase your reach, your impact, and ultimately your bottom line. Yes, it's about to go down. One of the easiest things to do to grow your brand, to grow your income, is to understand the power of marketing content on a regular and consistent basis. And that's, my friend, what we're going to focus on today. So do me a favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button. And let's kick it. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally, or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network, and when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ultimate hustlers, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, coming to you live and direct from the Bob Crane Financial and Tax Planning Services Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you don't understand the difference between tax preparation and tax planning, that might be a good reason for you to connect with my man, Bob Crane. He wants to help you keep more of your money in your pocket and less out of Uncle Sam, or and less in Uncle Sam's, right? Uncle Sam is going to get his, but most people are overpaying taxes because they don't understand the complexities of the tax law. And then for those of you who are solopreneurs, you are self-employed, and you're trying to figure out how do you create your IRAs, your retirement plans for yourself, since you don't have a company 401k to rely on or fall back on, he can also help you set those things up as individuals and get your money growing for your future. So comment keyword tax planner if you want to get with my man Bob, and I will connect you to him at the end of the show. Or if you're listening to this as the podcast, then you can comment or click on the link in the show notes to connect with Bob there as well. Today, we're talking content marketing. One of the easiest ways to grow your brand, increase your impact, your reach, and your bottom line is, my friend, to leverage the power of content marketing. Yes, indeed, you can do this, ladies and gentlemen, and it is not as difficult as you might think. And that's what we're going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to give you one of the easiest ways. I'm going to give you all three forms of content marketing, but I'm going to give you one of the easiest ways to build and create content. We're going to be using Canva.com, which is the digital, what is it? I would say it's a graphic design platform, and you can actually set up a free account. I'll put the link in the comments in the show notes to set up a free account. But I want to encourage you to invest $15 a month in your business and go ahead and upgrade to the Canva Pro. Now, Yes, I am an affiliate, so I'm going to make a few dollars if you upgrade to pro. But let me tell you something, people. Having the right tools and knowing how to use them is what separates the amateurs from the professionals. It's that simple. Having the right tools and knowing how to deploy them and when to deploy them and how to use them is the difference between amateurs and professionals. So what I want to do today in this show, I'm actually going to pull up Canva and I'm going to show you how I'm going to take content from this book, The Art of Dealing with People by Les Giblin, and I'm going to create 5 dynamic pieces of content that we can use. And then for those of you who are a part of my Monetize My Life Academy, I'm actually going to give you the share link so you can go and edit them and rebrand them and post them as your own. Right. So before we get into all of that, comment the name of your business and or your brand. If you're building something amazing, I want to acknowledge you. So comment the name of your business and or your brand. But before we get into all of that, y'all know how I do, man. We got to start the show with the quote of the day. And today, quote of the day, right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. All I have is all I need. And when I use what I have, I get a little more. Oh man, I don't want y'all to miss that. All I have is all I need. And when I use what I have, I get a little more. You got to understand the cycle of success. Some of us are complaining about what we don't have, and we're not using what we do have. And when you do use what you do have, you're gonna get a little bit more. So your efforts are going to compound what you have and give you more flexibility and greater resources. Oh, y'all got to get this. You got to use what you have. And when you use what you have, you're going to get a little bit more. And then the same statement is going to be true. All I have is all I need. And when you start using all you have, including the little bit more that you gain, you're going to gain a little bit more. It's called the cycle of success. Just keep using what you have. That's going to cause you to grow. You're going to hit some bumps in the road. That's going to cause you some setbacks. You're going to learn some lessons. You're going to extract some lessons and some things that you need to do different and make some adjustments. But you're going to grow and you're going to gain a little bit more in wisdom. You're going to gain a little bit more in confidence. You're going to gain a little bit more in strength. You're going to gain a little bit more in stamina. You're going to gain a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And as you continue to use what you got, that little bit more that keeps adding, you keep using it, you keep growing. So when I tell you everything that you need to get to the next level, you already have. You just got to use it. You just have to use it, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Bob Crane Financial and Tax Planning Services. If you don't have a tax planner in your life, you need to get one, because tax planning is completely different from tax preparation. Most of us only deal with taxes once a year, and that's why we're losing. I'm going to run that back. Most of us only deal with taxes once a year, and that's why we're losing in this game to accumulate wealth. Wealthy people have learned how to make Uncle Sam their little trick, right? Poor people have been, poor and middle class people have been trained to fear Uncle Sam. Wealthy people have been trained to partner with Uncle Sam, and the super wealthy have been trained or have learned how to make Uncle Sam their puppet, right? So if you need tax planning or you need financial advice, then comment keyword Bob Crane, and I will make sure that you get connected with Bob. Good morning, Ella Simmons from Above and Beyond Custom Designs. Welcome to the stream today. So I'm going to pull up my screen share, and we're actually going to go into canva.com, and I'm going to show you guys better than I can tell you how you can create some stunning graphics, especially you can do this with the free version, but if you have the pro version, then you get access to more tools. And I'm going to show you my method for creating content. And then you guys come back on Monday, I'm going to introduce you to another tool that I use to schedule my content. People ask Cortez, how in the world are you so consistent, brother? I learned how to leverage technology. That's how, right? That's how. So I'm going to bring up Canva here in a minute. But before I do this, let me help you understand that in order for you to make content marketing work, you have to be consistent. Everybody put consistent in the chat. In order for you to make content marketing work, you have to be consistent. Now, there's 3 forms of consistency that I subscribe to, and I'm gonna lay them out for you right now, but I wanna make sure I get my screen share prepared for us at the same time. So in order for you to make content marketing work, you have to be consistent. Now, there are 3 forms of consistency that I subscribe to. Put consistent in the chat if you understand that you got to be consistent. Because here's what's happening in the online marketing space, especially for businesses just trying to bring their business online. They're like, man, I posted 2 times today and I didn't get any love. It didn't result in anything, right? That's true. Because the way that algorithms work, you first got to start by understanding why these social media platforms exist. Every social media platform, if you don't know, I'm going to give you the inside scoop. What's up, Janelle Smith? Comment the name of your business and or your brand, bro, so I can show you some love as well. Every business, every social media platform, if you don't know, is an advertising agency. Double A in the building, welcome. If you don't know, the goal of the platform is to partner with individuals like you and me. So I want you to understand this. When we are in the age, not of information, right? No links, Stephen, but definitely grand rising to you, my friend. Credit King, 10K in the building. We are definitely in the age of partnership, not in the age of information. When these social networks came on board, we went from the age of information to the age of partnership. Now, you have never been taught, and I didn't realize this until I was in a actual biblical a Bible study with Myron Golden, and he talked about the age of partnership. And you don't see your relationship with social media as a partnership, but that's exactly what it is. These companies are advertising agencies. They partner with individuals to bring content to their platform. That content will attract your family and your friends. That attraction allows these platforms to gather data on everybody on the platform that these platforms can then go and sell to marketers like me. We're in the age of partnerships, right? So you are in partnership with Facebook. I'm in partnership with Facebook, creating content for Facebook that's got people hanging around on their platform. So if you look to the side, you'll see some ads right there trying to get your attention, right? So now that you understand that you're in a partnership with a platform, you got to understand what's your role in this partnership and how does the platform reward you. So there you go, Janelle. Integrity Wealth Solutions is in the building as well. So how do these platforms reward you, right? Since I'm a partner with Facebook, Facebook says, listen, I want you to put content on this platform that's going to attract people to this platform and get them to engage. The more people that engage with your content, the more we get to understand who these people are, and we can sell that data to other people. So let me get this straight, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, they're all the same, right? They got different algorithms, but they're all the same. Let me get this right. You want me to publish content on your platform. You then want me to put the type of content on your platform that's going to get people to engage with it, either a like, a comment, or share. Now, because we're on your platform, Zuckerberg, because we're on your platform, YouTube, you can then monitor every action that happens on this platform. Cortez, that is correct. That's what Facebook is saying to me. you put content up here, I get to monitor everything that goes on with that content, and I'm recording everything that happens. Okay, so if I get good at putting content on this platform that gets people to stay on the platform longer, you're going to reward me by showing my content to more and more people. Is that correct? Yes. They say that in an unwritten way because they don't want anybody to know exactly what the algorithms do. But that's what they do. If you put engaging content on these platforms that gets people to stick around, they're going to reward you by showing it to more and more people. So you posting just one time and then you ain't on the platform ever again is not going to work. You posting once a week and not engaging with anybody else's post on the platform is not going to work. You have to be consistent. And there's 3 forms of consistency. Number 1, you have to be consistently in front of your audience. That's number 1. So that speaks to the volume or the amount of times you post. Got to be consistently in front of your people. You guys know that I'm live every morning at 7 a.m. At 6 a.m., I got a meme or some other post. Then around 11, I do a live and I just share my thoughts for what's going on in my life for that day. And then I got another post that's going to come out around 3 or 4. Sometimes around 5, I might do a evening drive at 5 live cast, and I just might talk to the people. You got to be consistently in front of your people. So number 1 is consistently in front of. So that's your quantity. You got to be consistent with your messaging, right? If you follow Cortez Hustle across any platforms, y'all know that I'm all about the hustle. I'm all about you getting involved in entrepreneurship, building a brand, you leveraging technology, using systems, sales funnels, digital marketing, all of those things. I'm very consistent with my message so that you can build generational wealth and pass that down to your family. Number 2, you got to be consistent with your message. And number 3, you got to be consistent with your quality, right? Whatever that is. And I'm not saying that you need the highest, the most expensive equipment. No, what I'm saying is take a little time to think about your post. Take a little time to think about your background. Take a little time to think about your settings, right? You don't want the message to get lost because you got some weird stuff going on in the background. Also, pay attention to how you start, right? When I first got started, it was a cell phone camera and me holding the camera with my hand. I didn't start with all of the stuff that you see now. I got multi-camera angles and all of that stuff. I didn't start that way because if I had started that way, then my audience would have expected me to do that every time. And that's something that I just couldn't keep up with. But what I could do is how I started. I could, at any given point in time in the day, pull out my phone and record a quick message and then upload that message to the platform, right? So be careful that you don't go and get all of these bells and whistles when you start, and then the only time you can put out content is when you're in front of your computer. Everything that I do from my computer, I can do from my phone. The same way I use Canva on my computer, I use it on my phone and create these wonderful, wonderful graphics that I'm going to show you here in a minute. So content marketing is all about consistency. And when you think consistency, that means you have to develop a system in your own process in your own head that says, okay, I'm going to do a post at 6 a.m. I'm going to do another post at noon. I'm going to do a post at 4, and then I'm going to check in before I go to bed. That's 4 posts a day. Now, when you look at those 4 different types of posts, can you do them in a manner that's going to allow you to be consistent? That's the question. Like, if you don't like to write, then don't start a blog. If you don't like video, then don't start a YouTube channel. If you can't tell a story with a picture, then Instagram is probably not the platform for you. Figure out your strength and how you communicate, and then allow that to be your dominant method of content marketing. So if it's pictures, then man, make Instagram your baby. Make Pinterest your baby, right? If you like to use your voice but don't want to be on camera, then start a podcast. Make that your thing. But whatever you start, make sure you're taking into account what you need to be consistent, right? So I'm about to show you guys my secret weapon using Canva Pro to create a bunch of pieces of content. And we're going to do at least 5 pieces of content today. And then if you're in my mastermind, then I'm actually going to give you the share file so that you can actually just go and take these same pieces of content, take my logo off, put your logo on them, and rebrand them, change the colors if you want to. I'm going to show you all of that right here, right now. But we first got to get to 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. 1 minute motivation, for those of you who are new, is a segment that I absolutely love on the show, where I play a short motivational video, and I want you to comment something that you heard, something that you took away from this, and then I'm going to give you one of my takeaways as well. So let's get to 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Care about them. My life is my own. Why do I need to even think about legacy? Well, here's the thing I have to say to you. The thing you need to know is this: you are leaving a legacy whether you want to or not. Everybody in this room is going to leave a legacy. The question is, are you going to be intentional about the legacy you're leaving? Are you actually going to be intentional, or are you just going to let anything be passed down, anything be given to others on your behalf? Don't let it be so. It's like this past weekend, I went out to go preach. And when I went to go preach, I went into a city and I rented a car. When I went to the rental car, they said, go downstairs in the garage. You can grab any car. When I went down there were only 2 cars. There was one car that looked like it wouldn't make it past Monday. And then there was another car. So I went to this car, but when I got into the car smelled like cigarette smoke. And so I took off with the car because, I'm just like, hey, let me get out of here. And so I'm driving the car for a couple of days. When I bring the car back, drop off the keys, they say, hey, you have any problems with the car? I said, no problems with the car. They said, all right, cool. I leave, and they said, I looked on my email, and they billed me $350. How you gonna charge me? I've never smoked a day in my life. They said, sorry, sir, you brought the car back smelling like cigarettes. I said, no, I didn't bring the car back smelling like cigarettes. Y'all brought me a car that smelled like cigarettes. They said, no, all we know is that you brought us a car with cigarettes, so you have to pay the price. Can I tell you something? That is a picture of many of our lives. Some of us live a life that stunk so bad. And many of you are paying a price for a life that you didn't live, but somebody lived before you, and they handed you down a name or a life that stunk so bad that now you got to pay forever for it. And
man, listen, some of you have been handed down a life that stunk so bad that you're paying for it. And you just moseying on through this life, just allowing that to be what you don't. Listen. You are leaving a legacy whether you want to or not. What do you want that legacy to be, right? You got it, Janelle. Be intentional, right? Is your legacy going to be, my dad wasn't in my life? Is your legacy going to be, I started a gazillion businesses and didn't stick with none of them? What is your legacy going to be? Be intentional about it. Design that thing. Write it down. Man, I'm sitting and talk to yourself. Visualize it. I'm sitting at in the penthouse suite in my high-rise building that I own, right? 50 stories up. And I'm perplexed because there's a high-rise going up right across the street from me. And I've been the tallest building in downtown St. Louis for the last 40 years. And I'm watching this building go up across the street from mine, right? And I'm enjoying life. I built a wonderful life for me. But at the same time, I'm perplexed about this new building going up. I'm also overjoyed because the building that's going up across the street from me is owned by my son. And he says, Dad, I love you. I appreciate everything that you've done for me. But the only way for me to get out of your shadow is for me to put you in mine. See, do you see the legacy that you are building? Have you designed it, or are you just taking life as it comes, letting it happen, not trying to rock the boat, not trying to get out of your comfort zone? Are you kidding me? We are in 2021. We got the internet, we've got social media. There has never been an easier time to build something significant. Never. Whether that is financially significant, whether that is socially significant, whether that is emotionally significant with the impacts and the connections that you have with your family. Are you being intentional with the building and the crafting of your legacy? Because whether you're being intentional or not makes no never mind. You are building a legacy, my friend, and you will leave it behind when you depart from this earth. The question is it going to be one that you intended to leave? That, my friend, is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Cortez Hustle Challenge. Some of you guys have been struggling with trying to figure out how to make money online. Well, I have a challenge in the affiliate marketing space where I want to help you make your very first or your next $1,000 online, and you can start 100% for free. But I'll tell you, our free system has a couple upsells in it. If you want to take those, you're certainly welcome to do it. They'll help you get to where you want to go faster. But I want you to comment keyword challenge if you want to join me in this challenge. I've been challenged to help 10 people with this system make their first $1,000 in the next 30 days. If you're into affiliate marketing, if you're into making money online, then this is a great place for you to be. Comment keyword challenge, and I'm going to drop the link on you right after the show. So now let's get into Canva, y'all. Let's talk about how to create this content. There's 3 forms of content. We talked about 3 forms of consistency. There's 3 forms of content. When it comes to content, you can either create, you can curate, or you can document, right? Gary Vaynerchuk has made documenting very important. That is me just pulling out my phone saying, hey, here's where I am today doing the Cortez Hustle Show. We're talking about content marketing. Hopefully you guys are into content marketing. Go ahead and check out the show. Boom. That's just documenting my day, my journey. Instagram stories, Facebook stories are good for that. Then there is curation. That is me sharing my favorite YouTube channel, and I share that on my page. Sharing from my favorite blog or my favorite magazine, my favorite news outlet. They have a good story. I share that. I didn't create that content. Somebody else did. I'm just curating it because I think it's going to speak to my audience. So I put that together in one location for my followers to find. Today, though, what we're going to do is we're going to do some creating. Ella, I see you with the challenge. I'm going to get you that link when we're done here. Today, we're going to do something called create. Now, most of us who are serious about building legacy, we're serious about building businesses, we're constantly involved in personal growth and self-development, right? And I want to share with you how easy it is to create content using the things that you are writing and reading, the podcasts that you are listening to, your notes from the conferences that you've been to. And Canva makes it super easy, right? So I'm going to share my screen and we're just going to work today. We got 20 minutes to see if I can create 5 dynamic pieces of content that will be worthy to going on my page. So let me share my screen with you guys and let's go to work. All right. So here I am on canva.com, right? If you don't have a membership to Canva, then you can click on the link in the show notes or in the description and go ahead and grab you a link. But what I've done, guys, is, let me come back here for a second. All I'm doing is, in this book, you can see that as I read it, I highlighted certain things that stuck out to me. So it's the same thing with you. When you read, you got highlights, you got notes, you got annotations. And all I'm going to do, guys, is if I look at, I'm going to do a series of posts called The Art of Dealing with People, right? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to create an image that gives a headline, right? So one of the headlines says, think other people are important, right? That's the headline. And then my caption when I post that image could say, the first rule and the easiest to apply is simply to convince yourself once and for all that other people are important. So now I got a headline for an image and I got a caption to post. And then I just put a couple of hashtags and boom, I'm in there, right? So let's go to the screen share and let me show you how I will put this together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an Instagram post. The reason I create Instagram because that size 1080 by 1080 pretty much works on all platforms, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to their templates. Listen, guys, Canva makes this so easy. So what I'm looking for a template that has a big headline, kind of like this. So if I bring this one in, you'll see that it's got a big headline here, sub headline, and then it's got this black part right here. And that's what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to the art of dealing with people, right? That's the name of this entire series. So I'm going to go up here and change that into design and say art of dealing with people. Now, I guess I need to say that I'm starting with something that I know my audience is going to appreciate. So if you know your target audience, then you know what to feed them, right? And that's critically important. So I know my target audience is, they understand that all businesses are relationship businesses. And they understand that you have to lead with value. So I'm giving people tips on how to deal better with people. That's going to be the name of this series. And I'm going to do 5 with you right here live. But this is probably going to be a 30-day series because I can easily pull 30 quotes out of this little book, even though it's tiny. I can easily pull 30 quotes out of this book and make something special, right? So let's go back to screen share. I hope you guys know your audience. If you don't, then you might want to consider joining Monetize My Life Academy. And by the way, the $1 trial offer ends at the end of this month. So if you want to start for $1 to test us out, you got until the end of the month, and then beyond that, there'll be no more free no more $1 trials. You'll just have to pay regular price to get started. So I got this. I know this is the art of dealing with people. I know that I'm going to use this as my primary text, and then I'm going to delete this subtext because I'm not going to be using any subtext. All I'm going to use is headline. All right, try to get that out of there too. All right. All right. So now I got a headline, and then I got, I got a micro headline, then I got my main thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in my logo. And there's a reason that I'm pulling my logo in on this first page, because the other thing that's beautiful about Canva, when you pull in your logo, is automatically going to create your color palette from your logo. So it's going to make it easier for me to do with my colors, right? So now let's go to work a little bit, y'all. So I spend the most time on this first one because this is going to become the template for all of the rest. So I'm going to first, I don't need any of this stuff. So none of this stuff matters to me. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, we're talking about dealing with people, right? So all I'm going to do is bring in, I'm going to go back to templates. Oh no, I'm going to go to photos now. So now what I want to do is I want to create a photo with people in the background. So all I'm going to do is go up to Canva and search people. Now, what's cool about this is it's Canva. So these images are royalty free. I don't have to worry about whether or not somebody's going to come after me for using these images, right? So I'm going to go, so this is a pro image, but they have a lot of images that are free. So like that's a free image, that's a free image, that's a pro image. So I'm going to go use this one real quick. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it out, and I want it to take up the whole background. And let's see, I go here, I can sew. I can sew. Yep, there we go. So now all I'm going to do is, I can't get everybody in the picture since I stretched it out, but that's good enough. So now I'm going to push this picture using the position. I'm going to push this picture to the back. So I want that to be the bottom of the picture. Now, what is this? Oh, that must be some animation, something going on in there. All right. So now I got this. All right, boom, I'm good. So now I'm going to go find me a quote that I'm going to use. Got my logo on there. Do I want to use this? No, I actually want to use a different logo. Let me pull in another logo. All right, Monetize My Life Academy. There we go. Wait a minute. I don't want to do that. All right, so I got my logo in there. All right, so now what I want to do so that the text stands out on this picture is I want to go up here and I want to edit this image. And actually, before I edit the image, I want to change the background to a dark background. Come on. All right. Now, wait a minute. Now, let me go back and put my picture back on there. All right. So now let me blow it back up because I changed the background. I want my background to be dark because of what I'm going to do, how I'm going to adjust this picture. And I got this from my girl, Bridget Bartlett. She's an amazing marketer. So now let me push it back to the back yet again, backwards. There we go. Everything is on top of the picture. So now let me edit the image, and I'm going to go to the filters, and I'm going to go down to the street filter, which basically makes that image a black and white image, kind of, sort of. And then I'm going to take the image and I'm going to reduce the opacity. Let's do about a 30. All right, now I got the image the way I want it for that particular look. Now, all I'm going to do is go and look at one of my quotes. All right, think other people are important. So let me do a little bit of work on this here as well. So I want that to really, I want people to really be able to see that this is what we're doing. So I'm going to go change that background. And because I brought my logo in, it brings the color palette in and says, these are the 3 colors in your logo. So I'm going to change that background to white. And then I'm going to go in here And I'm going to change this color to match the blue in my logo. But I don't like that font. So let me change the font because I want something a little bit more bold. And then I want to make it bigger. All right. There we go. So that's kind of what I want. The art of dealing with people. So the first deal I want to put in here is from the book. It says, think other people are important. Think other people are important. So there we go. I'm going to reduce the size of that a little bit. I'm going to also change that font because I don't particularly like that. It's a little too big for my taste. There we go. So I like that a little bit better. So that's the tip in the art of dealing with people. Think other people are important. That's my tip. And then I will use a subtitle because this is from Les Giblin. G-I-B-L-I-N. Let me see, make sure I spell his name right. G-I-B-L-I-N. There we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is just shrink my logo a little bit. All right. Bring that down to the center. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, boom. All right, so we're rocking. And then all I'm gonna do is put either my website or my social media handle at the bottom. So I'm gonna do at Cortez. So and just put that at the bottom, center. Maybe bring the font up to a 22. All right, boom. So now I've got one image done and I like it. The font, the style, everything is cool. All I'm doing is giving value to the people on my page. So now this is where Canva makes it super, super fun. Because guess what? All I'm going to do is duplicate the page. Boom. Now, when I duplicate the page, I don't want to use the same image. So I'm going to go up here to picture. Then I'm going to find me another picture. Let's see. Let's drop that one in there. So I'm going to delete that one. Stretch this mug on out. Make it fit. I want to bring that over so it's clear that he's shaking somebody else's hand. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to edit the picture. Go down to my filters. Make that filter a street filter. Then I'm going to change the opacity, drop it down to about a 30. 32 is good. Now I go into my book and I find another quote that's going to bring value to my people, right? Let's see. Put some magnetism in your personality. Boom. There we go. Now the author is the same, so I don't have to change that. I might have to change the font. Put some magnetism in your personality. All right, let me get that spelled right. Okay, I like it. Boom. Still Les Giblin. It is still the art of dealing with people. It is still monetize my life logo. It is still at Cortez Hustle. Boom. Now, all I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is duplicate my efforts. Bang. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to delete this picture because I'm coming with something else this time. And I'm just going to scroll down and I'm just looking for pictures with people that would be a good background. And I'm trying to find some square ones because all of these are rectangle. It's easier if you find a square one. But any picture that stands out at you, that's kind of representing what you are doing. So they are in fight the power mode right there. But it's all about networking. So you want to show people dealing with people. So here's another one. Boom. I don't like this one because the background is already removed. So let me go and find another one. All right, this one is kind of cool. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna blow it up. All right, and I'm gonna go to edit the image. Scroll down. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna change it to street. And then I'm gonna reduce the opacity to about a 30, somewhere around 30. So my words will stand out, but they can still see the background. All right, like that. Bang. So now let me find another short, powerful tip. Use the magic switch of a smile. All right. Use the magic switch of a smile. All right. I don't know why that did it that way. Let me go back. Why is it this not moving? I don't like that. All right, so maybe I can duplicate that. No? All right, so I'm gonna have to take Les Giblin out. And then I'll do it this way. So let's delete that. I'm gonna delete that whole group. All right. So now use the magic switch of a smile. All right, there we go. And what I'll do this time is I'll just bring Les back in as a separate text. All right, and then we're gonna blow Les up, give him full credit for the quote. Boom. Now we got 3 done and we still got 5 minutes to go. All right. So boom. And then just so you know, again, these images are the beginning, but then you use a caption and hashtags. He says, a real sincere smile turns on a friendly feeling in others. Don't try to smile as a facial expression, but smile from within. So that's the caption. If you're thinking about Facebook, Instagram, or where these are going to be posted, this grabs their attention. Then I tell a story. A real sincere smile turns on a friendly feeling in others. Don't try to smile as a facial expression, but smile from within. Hashtag art of dealing with people. Hashtag how to win friends and influence people, hashtag increase your influence. And then what is the call to action? Like and subscribe, like and follow this page, comment the last time you saw a real genuine smile, right? Because the whole point of these is to get engagement. So let's go ahead and bang out 2 more. If you guys are getting value from this, man, please hit the share button. Somebody on your timeline also needs to see this. So I just need to bring this up because they got pushed down, and bring that up. There we go. And then I'm going to duplicate and then find another quick quote that I could use. And we're going to rock and roll, man. We're going to bang these things out. Ooh, I like this. So this is one of my favorite. So this is, think about this. Is this valuable? Getting how to deal with people, right? So this one says, get people talking about themselves. If you know anything about building relationships, then getting people to talk about themselves is key. All right, so now all I'm going to do is change my picture, go back up here to photos, find me another photo where it might even look like somebody is talking about themselves. Or I like this one, they're giving somebody an applause. So delete that. And blow this up. There we go. Bang. Uh-oh. Move it over. Stretch it down. All right. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to edit, turn it to street, which makes the post visible. And I apologize. If you guys are listening to this on the podcast, you might want to go to thecortezhustleshow.com. That's where the replays, the video replays of all the shows actually live. So you can check that out. Or if you search Cortez Hustle on YouTube, then you will find the channel and we are there as well. So I got my street, and then let me change the opacity. Then also push that backwards. I don't think that's in the right position. There we go, backwards, backwards. There we go. And boom, that's number 4. And then we just do it. This one ain't all the way down. There we go. And then we just duplicate. And now we've done number 5. Let me find something else. All right, only talk about yourself when you are invited and asked. So that's another good one that's a kind of follow-up to this one. Only talk about yourself when you're invited, asked. Bang. So now this is obviously too big, so I'm going to take those down. There we go. So we're talking about the art of dealing with people, guys. I didn't have to think of any of this content. It's already in here. I just have to use it and create something special with it. There we go. Now we change out the picture and we are good to go. What in the world happened there? All right, let me go back to my background being dark. Let's go find a good photo. All righty. And we find one more I can use as a background. I'll use this one. Nope, because it's transparent background. Let's go with this one. All right. Bang. Do the same thing. Let's go to pictures, edit the image. We're going to go down to filters. See all the filters. Street. Change the opacity. Bang. So just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we created 5 dynamic pieces of content that gives value. We know that we can also pull the caption right out of this book. So that's amazing as well. So let me know in the comments, man, is this something that you guys can do as a strategy, right? And this could be with any book. I can pull any book off my shelf. Dr. Lan Richardson's Symphony, A Guide to Creating and Balancing Multiple Streams of Income. Go through here and look at the things that I've highlighted in this book, and I can pull content out and do a series of posts on multiple streams of income. I can pull out this leadership book, and I can do a series on leadership tips for entrepreneurs. And I can go to some of the stuff that I have highlighted, pull out a headline, and then use the rest of the content as the caption, put some hashtags that match, and boom. Guys, I will sit here for 45 minutes to an hour, and I'll do 30 of those. Now I got a piece of content every day for the month on a particular topic that speaks to my target audience and gives them nothing but pure value. Right? That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. So if you got any value out of this, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Remember to support our sponsors, Bob Crane Financial and Tax Planning Services. He's amazing at what he does. We also have the Cortez Hustle Challenge underway. If you want to make some money online, I can help you do that with our challenge. And then, of course, we didn't get to talk much about Monetize My Life Academy, but if you want to take a trial run for just $1 before that option goes away, go over to monetizemylifeacademy.com. And actually tonight, which is our monthly live training, we're actually going to talk more about this tonight. And I'm even going to show you how you can sell these memes and these creations. So till I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you, and hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.